everybody. It's that time again. And I'm back with you. Welcome back. We get to finish up on Gideon right here and now, and chapter 7 of Judges. And we actually did chapter 6. And chapter 6 took like 4 weeks, but chapter 7 kind of wraps it all up and kind of gets it going. We're going to start on verse 9, and it's going to really kind of just set us in a place where we know what's happening and what's going on. Gideon, this mighty man of warrior, this mighty man of valor, God loves him. He appreciates him. He catches him. He's a wheat thresher. He's out there hashing wheat. He's hiding. He's in denial. He's doing all these things, and God says, I want to use you. Sends an angel of the Lord to him, tells him what he needs to do. He does that, and even though he doubts, as we do sometimes, as I spoke to you over these last 4 or 5 weeks, telling you that God still was able to use him and make him a mighty man of valor. And this kind of proves it. He starts out with over 30,000 men, and they're ready to go and take these Midianites and win the day for Israel, seize the day. And all of a sudden, God tells him these words: you have too many men to do what I want you to do. I was thinking about that after we closed the last time we talked. You have too many men to do what I need you to do. Get that right, and don't miss that. Sometimes we want to do things we want to do, but God says you have too many, too much, you're too big, you're thinking too high for what I want you to do. Whoa, maybe you should turn the question around. God, what do you want me to do, and how are you going to help me do it? That sounds kind of cool, doesn't it? So when I thought about that, I chewed on that for a little while. You have too many men. I need to take these numbers down. Notice Gideon, being the new general, he couldn't take them down. God took him down. And he showed him how he was going to do it. The first thing he did, he said, if you're scared, if you really don't want to be here, go home. This is a lot like us in life. Many of us don't want distractions, attractions. We don't want to be on display. We don't want this thing. We don't want to have I don't want no trouble. I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to, just let me be me. Okay. Sometimes that's not being popular or being kind of, hey, this is not my business. Your thing, your thing. I get it. Sometimes it's scared. Sometimes just afraid. And God told him. He called him out. If you're scared and afraid, guess what? I got it. I'm with you. Go home. Go home. Just go. I remember one time I was working at a nursery, and in a nursery you deal with potted plants and things of that nature. And on this particular day, Miss Powell told us, she says, you know what I want you guys to do? I want you guys to, since we don't have much to do out there in the big parts of the plants today, I want you guys to go down each row, and I want you to pick weeds out of each of the pots. Now, that would seem like a minor detail, but when you got 10,000 pots, that's a lot of detail to look forward to. So I'm out there pulling these weeds, and she didn't want to see any weeds in them. And so we're pulling these weeds, pulling them. And then I got to the point where I started daydreaming. I'm on my knees, and I'm pulling these weeds out of this pot. And I'm just kind of like daydreaming. I did this the other day, and I just fell asleep. Just sitting over there, just thought I'd take a nap. Hey, I'm really not into this. This is not my thing, but because you asked me to do it, I'm getting paid. I'll do it. She comes by and she says, Johnny, punch out. Let me tell you something. The fear of being caught, or that you're afraid, you're sleepy, you're tired, it's a great fear. I had that happen to me, and I'll tell you, I laughed so hard because here I am. I'm so much older now, and I thought I'd be more mature, but it can happen to the best of us. And don't get out. You're scared. Go home. Go. Then he says, you still have too many, Gideon. You lost 22,000, but you still have too many. I need to take you down a little bit more. And he said, okay, God, I'm looking to beat the Midianites. These boys are bad boys. I'm looking to go and do a thing. And there's where your problem is, Gideon. You're looking to do it. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. I'll direct your path if you trust in my ways. So he said, I'll show you what to do. Those that I want to go with you, I'm going to put over here. Those that don't want to go with you, I'm going to put over here. But you will see how I'm going to do it. Go down to the water, let them get something to drink, because everybody's probably tired and thirsty. They go to the water. Some are lapping like dogs, got their face and, y'all in there, they're all in there. Some are lapping like this right here, scooping it up and kind of going through what they're doing. And he said, those who chose to do that have eyes to see and to look. Put them to the side. Now you're down to 300 men. The rest of them, you can send them home too. So they just went for a nice long walk. And then now he sends them back home. He said, this is all you need. And you're not going to get the victory, Gideon, even though they're going to proclaim it as you. But the victory will be the Lord's, because it's the Lord's doing. Let's start at verse 9. It happened on the same night that the Lord said to him, arise, go down against the camp of the Midianites, for I have delivered it into your hand. Listen, that is future tense right there. I have delivered them into your hand. Wow, what do you do when you already know the victory is won? Listen, believers, the victory for us is already won. You go to Revelation, start reading, we know how this story ends as the song goes. But, verse 10, but if you are afraid to go down to the camp of Puri, your servant, and you shall hear what they say. And afterwards, your hand shall be strengthened to go down against the camp. Go down there, have a listen. You're going to hear something that's really going to convince you. Then he went down with Pura, his servant, to the outposts of the armed men who were in the camp. Now the Midianites and the Amalekites and all the people of the east were lying on the valley, as numerous as locusts. And I've seen locusts when they swarm and everything, not quite as extent of where they tear everything up, but I've seen them. And the camels were there without number. That means there was a lot of things going on there. As the sand and the seashore in multitude, it was so many of them. And when Gideon had come, there was a man telling the dream to his companion. He said, I've had a dream. To my surprise, a loaf of barley bread tumbled into the camp of Midian. It came to a tent and struck it so that it fell and overturned, and the tent collapsed. Then his companion answered and said, this is nothing else but the sword of Gideon and the son of Joash, a man of Israel. Into his hand God had delivered Midian into the whole camp. Oh, they're afraid. They already heard the news. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Listen, God had already revealed to them, through a dream, this whole tent, this whole encampment, all those people, all those camels, all those things, all those, whatever you have there, as numerous as you can see, gone. Because God's going to give you the victory. You know, I thought I'd kind of wrap this up by saying this right here. You probably like me, and you like to sing a lot of worship songs, and one of those worship songs is, I'm going to see a victory. I'm going to see a victory, for the battle belongs to the Lord. See, there's a lot going on in all this Gideon story. God has to get the glory in the battle. God has to get the glory in the whole. Oh, that's good. God has to get the glory in the story. He has to get everything out of it. And he has to also make something out of someone who didn't think they'd be made to be too much. He made something out of this young man, Gideon, a scaredy cat himself. He made this young man by calling him by his name. Gideon, son of Joash, warrior, mighty warrior. Wow, sometimes you're mighty just because you listen and obey. Sometimes you're mighty because you do. Sometimes you're mighty because of what's been bestowed upon you. I'm going to see the victory. I'm going to see a victory, for the battle belongs to the Lord. But when you always remember that your battle is your battle, but this battle that God put you for, he set things straight. God told him, I will get the victory. I will separate. God gets the victory in this whole thing going on, Gideon. What a mighty warrior. You too are a mighty warrior. And I say to you right now, what battles are you facing? I think it's probably a great time for me to just ask you that. What battle are you facing? You battling things in your health and your mind and what you're dealing with, mental and physical things. God still runs that too. He's still in charge of that. You're battling with finances. You're battling with relationships. You're battling with how others treat you or what you feel about someone else. You're battling with things each and every day. All these battles that come your way. Listen, if you just trust God, if you just kind of let him lead you and guide you, and maybe shake some of the things that you don't need to have with you, maybe a few thousand of them. maybe a couple hundred of them, so that you're left with a small amount. But a small amount in God is a whole lot more than a whole lot of people sitting around as numerous as the eyes can see that you can't do anything with. God has not lost a battle, and he's not in the business of losing one now. So I just want to tell you right now, like Gideon, take him at his word. The sword of Gideon fell on the Midianites, but it wasn't a sword, it was a word. The word. And that's exactly how they won the day. Okay, God bless you. I thank you so much for this opportunity to spend these few minutes with you and just wrap up Judges chapter 6 and chapter 7. I'm really excited about that. It was a great story. It's good. I'm going to be talking about Samson in our next series, and we're going to get on him. And Samson he's about as big as I am, I guess, big mighty man of warrior, so, but Samson has some issues, and I'm going to preface this a little bit, kind of go through a precursor on that, but join me in the next vlog when we talk about Samson. It's going to be great. All right, let me pray for you, because I really love this series on Gideon, and I thank you so much for hanging in there with us all this time. I hope you have a great 4th. Had a great 4th, and you're just enjoying yourself and just enjoying what life has given you. And I just pray that all the blessings of the Lord be with you right now as you celebrate this great country and this great nation. God is still the God of this great nation, this land right here. This land is our land, this land is your land, as the song said. But God is the ruler of this land. We're based here because of him. Father, thank you right now for this day. I give you praise for all that you've done for us, and I pray a blessing on every single person who's watching this blog and those that may share it. I pray you will share it. I pray you will tell everyone, Gideon, read the story, tell them about it. Start with Samson, see what Samson is all about. I pray, God, your blessing will be upon us, and you will take us to a new level in all that we do. May the Lord bless you and keep you until we see you next time, Doc Green. I'll see you later.